We got the hat, we got the tree, you know, it's the end of the year, it's December and Christmas is coming up. But not only is it the holiday season, the Christmas season in Japan, it is getting into the Bonenkai season, which is the end of year party. Lots of companies, organizations, groups will all get together and have an end of year party. I get one too with the Shobudan. That's the only place I get an end of year party. Great barbecue. But my wife, every year, she's a nurse, so she works at a hospital, and they rent some place and have a real big party. And I'm gonna turn the air conditioner off. That's probably loud. And hot. I'm sitting right under the air conditioner, so that was getting hot. So they have a big party, and they separate into different groups. I'm not really sure how it works, probably where they work in the hospital. And they each put on a little show of some kind. They do some kind of production. They choose a winner, they get prizes, whatnot. It's become a little bit of kind of tradition for me. Just it happened that I do a bit of work for her show. I usually make the soundtrack they dance to. She tells me the songs. I splice them together how she wants, with a certain amount of space between them for people to get up on stage or to slow down. I arrange them. And did that this year too. But I've also made things, and I love making things, so that's great. One year I made a giant cardboard randoseru. Another year I made a big TV that was the guy put on his head to wear, you know, face sticking out the front of the screen. Did I make anything last year? I'm not really sure, but it's kind of become a little tradition. I make things as well as the soundtrack. This year, kind of gone overboard. They've decided on this real like Lion King theme. Kumiko asked if I could do a giraffe costume, and boy did I! It started with a couple sticks that I then said, yeah, I can make feet for those. And so I made feet. Started with a bottom plate, with the shape in it, a little cleft there, then the slope up, and the round, and then sloped in, and then taped it all up. Black for the hoof, white for the, what's it called, a fletlock or fetlock, or I don't know. And then up and transition into the yellow, and then I colored it all in with marker. I mean, done in stages. I made of course, both at the same time. I made the cardboard first, taped it up, did the color tape later, did all of the drawing, actually very last. I put everything together and did all of the coloring with black marker last. So did these first, then I thought, you know, well, that's not just good enough. That's the front legs taken care of, but we need something for the back legs. So I made shoes. Basically the same construction as the front, except that it's just halfway, and then I made the bottom plate big enough to fit a whole foot, little back stopper. I was trying to figure out how to hold the feet on, and I decided on taking the cheap 100 yen shop plastic rope, braiding it, making a couple ties, and so it ties onto the foot in two spots, and this holds your foot in, and so that goes on like a slipper. Two of those, and then the whole headpiece, back piece. I made it, and I'm kind of impressed with it. I love the tail. I'm gonna show you the tail. Isn't that a cute tail? That's tape. I cut the tape. I'm gonna show you the whole thing. Here is my giraffe head. I love the ears. The horns, I'm not as impressed with the horns, but I just love how it turned out. This thing is great. And apparently the guy who's gonna be wearing it is gonna be wearing like a full body yellow tight kind of thing, and then they're gonna paint up his face yellow and black with face makeup, and that's, oh, I wish I could see the whole thing. I'm not gonna see it. I won't be going to the party, but I figured I'd show everybody. I wanted to do some live stream of this as the making and take video as I was going, but this was actually such a big job. I'm really glad I didn't. It's Friday, well actually it's Saturday morning, 3 a.m. and I started this on Monday. I have been so busy. That is why there have been no videos up the week, what week is it? The 9th to the 13th. That's why I've put no videos up, because I've been busy making this. And when I wasn't making this, I was doing other things that like work, you know. This has been a big job. So I definitely have to show you what it looks like wearing the whole thing. Start with these guys just because I think it's cool. You slide your foot in there and then tie it on. A giraffe foot, a giraffe leg. I love it. I didn't bother with the bottom, but then these really, they only have to last like 6 minutes. They'll last longer. I think I'm going to be using this at next year's Halloween party. Okay, let me move the camera and we'll get everything going. Man, I can't get the camera back far enough to get everything in the shot. You can't even see my feet here. You can't move too fast, or the head might fall off. You gotta be careful with this thing. I just caught this guy's head on one of the lights. So I am, I think, pretty justifiably proud with how this guy turned out. His face looks a little cartoonish, but I'd never get a natural look with it. I mean, especially with a square neck construction. But I think the shape of the head turned out pretty good. And I like how the feet look. I mean, of course, you got these long, thin, comical legs, but I think it works okay. So like I said, at 3 a.m. I really should, well, 3:15, I really should be getting to bed, but I actually wanted to make this video tomorrow in the morning, but Kumiko is taking this to work tomorrow because they're having their rehearsal on Monday, and she got so many other things to take that this guy, he's going away tomorrow. So I had to do it now. It's now or never. And never wasn't an option. He will be coming back because I will be using him for Halloween next year, just because all the work I put into this, it's just, I can't just, you know, get rid of it. I gotta keep this guy. I like him a lot. I had a lot of fun doing this. This is great. And actually, once I finished this guy, I jumped right into the next project. I'm making something else as well for Kumiko, which hopefully I can finish in a day or two. I already got it started. That will be a different video. I promise, though, there will be more live streams coming up. It just hasn't worked out for the past couple weeks. Even though I had a simple project in mind, timing just never worked out. And actually, this guy and the other project and a poster backer I made for Kumiko have used up pretty much all of my cardboard supply that I kept from the haunted house, the leftovers from the haunted house. I'm gonna have to go back to the furniture store. But don't worry, there will be more projects, there will be more cardboard, there will be more live streams. Did I say that very clearly? There will be more of a lot of stuff. And buy my coloring book. This video is brought to you by Sparkuus' sketchbook, The Coloring Book. Pick up your copy today on Etsy for only 500 yen, or whatever the equivalent is in your currency.